the difference between I need more sex in this relationship and we both deserve a good sex life. What do we need to do to make that happen? Hi, everybody. Terry Real here, saying hola from Nosara, Costa Rica. I hope you're well. I want to talk to you today more on the theme of getting more of what you want in your relationships. What works and what damn well will never work. Stop doing it. All right. Here's what's going to work and here's what's not going to work. Stop it. What's not going to work is what most of us do. Most of us have a passive relationship to our own relationships. We get what we get, and then we complain about it. And therapy has been a major aider and abetter of this miserable, this is a ridiculous behavioral modification program, if ever there was one. You don't do this with a dog. You don't just punish a dog every time they get it wrong. You at least teach the dog what right would look like, let alone teach them what right would look like and then reward them when we get it. Why can't we do that with one another? But we don't. We're quote unquote spontaneous. We let our partners fail and then we tell them in livid color just how miserable we are when they do. This is ridiculous. You're never going to motivate your partner to give you more of what you want by complaining about what they did wrong, particularly women to men. And in heterosexual relationships, broad generalization, I understand, but nevertheless, in our culture, by and large, women are socialized to want more from relationships and know more about relationships than men. It is women who carry the dissatisfaction. It's women who drag men into therapy. It's women who fuel the self-help industry. It's probably a woman listening to this YouTube right now. I say that many of my books appear under pillows all over the world. Here, honey, read this if you want to be close to me. So men are criticism phobic. Men in particular have performance-based esteem. We think our worth is based on how well we're doing. And so a lot of men have a hard time being told that they're not doing very well. But guess what? You don't have to do that. There's a slicker way of getting this done. I write about this in several of my books, and I speak about the winning strategy of moving from complaint to request. Now, our brains are negatively biased as part of our evolution. We are wired to notice the leaf that moved on the bush when there was no breeze. Like, why is that leaf moving? Well, there's a saber-toothed tiger on the other side of that leaf. It's a damn good thing I just noticed that. Our brains are wired to notice what's wrong as part of our survival. So what will come to us, is no shame here, it's part of being human, is what's wrong, what we don't like. I don't like the way you eat your potato chips. I don't like the way you're talking to me. I don't like that when I try and talk to you, you stonewall me and distance. I don't like these things. What will come to us is the complaint. This is what you're doing wrong. But here's the revolution. Inside of every complaint is an implicit request. Let me say that again. I've been working with this for decades now. I have not once encountered a complaint that didn't have buried in the middle of it a request. If this is what you're doing wrong, this is right, what right would look like. And I want those of you watching today to begin the practice of shifting from what you did that was wrong to what you could do that I would like better. And I call this shifting from a negative past focus, even if the past was 2 minutes ago. I don't like the way you talk to me is negative and it's about the past, to a positive future focus. Honey, I want to hear what you have to say. Could you tone it down so I could listen to you? Not, here's what you did do that was wrong, which makes people feel helpless and shamed, to, as a favor to me, here's what you could do that would be right. From negative past to positive future. As a favor to me. It's a request. There are 3 forms of negotiation in a couple. There's invitation, would you like to? Want to play tennis? Want to make love? Want to talk? And it's really based on would you like to? There's demand, which is the other side of the spectrum, do it or else, which is not good for most traffic. I ask couples to not use the word I need. You need air and water. I want a cuddle. I want a hug. You don't need a hug. You want a hug. And demand mode is do it or else. Do it or you wish you had. You're not asking, you're telling. And demands are okay for bottom lines, ultimatums. Get yourself into rehab and get sober or I'm out of here. Cheat on me again and I'm out of here. That's perfectly appropriate. And demand modes are fine for emergencies. Get that kid away from the fire. But they're not good in normal traffic between couples. What is good in normal traffic are requests with humility from the I, the pronoun, as a favor to me, would you please? It's not based on whether you want to, it's based on would you do it for me? And you speak with humility. There's a beauty in speaking subjectively, not objectively. I'm not God's gift to relationships. This is really important in heterosexual relationships with men to women to men. You may know more about relationships than your guy, but don't be the voice of authority. You are not the expert on what he should be doing. You are the expert on you. These are Terry operating instructions. This will work better for me. Speak humbly and subjectively from the I. This works better for me. As a favor to me, would you consider? And then you have to let go. The difference between a demand and a request is that you can hear no. It's disappointing. And one of these days, I'm going to do a YouTube on how to handle disappointment in your relationship. But right now, if you don't get what you want, you won't die. I call this sustainable hurt. If you never get what you want, that's a kick out to get into couples therapy. And I suggest an RLT therapist who will take your side and really help you. So I'm not sharing what you did wrong. I'm not sharing the multitude of negative feelings I have about how miserable I got when you did it wrong. Sorry, therapist, that is not helpful. In any given moment, you can share your feelings or you can work towards solution, but you can't do both at the same time. So if you need to share your feelings, go ahead, but that's not an effective invitation for your partner to do anything different. From now on, it would help me if, when I'm listening, when I'm trying to talk to you, I would really love it if you would put down your phone and give me your full attention. Would you be willing to do that? And then if the son of a gun actually says yes and hears you, be encouraging, not discouraging. Help them win. Celebrate the glass 15% full. Honey, you just did a half-assed job. Congratulations. What do we need to do to get the other half in? But when you look at the YouTube video on the 3 steps of getting what you want, the last is encouraging. Be encouraging, not discouraging. Thank you for trying. What do you need from me to help you do better next time? That is speaking like a team. That is speaking relationally, not individualistically, the way everybody does in this culture. But we're out to change the culture. Who sounds like this? Honey, what can I give you to help you step up and speak to me more civilly? Or listen to me when I talk to you. What could I do to help you give me more of what I'm asking for? I am humble, I can hear no, and I'm at your service. We're a team. The difference between I need more sex in this relationship and we both deserve a good sex life. What do we need to do to make that happen? Honey, it would be important to me if I'm speaking to you about my feelings for you to put down the phone and give me your full attention. Would you be willing to do that for me? Well, I can pay attention to you and check my phone. Well, maybe you can, but it doesn't feel good to me. Would you be willing to do this for me? And then what could I give you to support you in this new behavior? We're a team. Let's work together. Thank you for listening. Good luck in trying out your new strategy. Listen, I have people sit down and write out the complaint because we're so unused to it. Write down what's wrong on one piece of paper and then flip it over and on the other side, write down what right would look like. But don't have the criticism come out of your mouth, have the request come out of your mouth. As a favor to me, would you consider this? And then thank you. How can I encourage you? Is there anything I can do to help you do that? Work like a team, not two warring individuals. Start with yourself. Good luck. If this has been helpful, please hit the subscribe button below for the 3 steps of getting what you want and other videos as well. Tips on how to not just theoretically trade in our patriarchal dominant culture for a relational one, but really the nuts and bolts of how to make it come true in your life day by day. See you next time. Be well.